Hey guys, so I'm going to be showing you how I make my arroz con gandules. So over here, I basically have my sofrito. I'm going to be showing you any minute now. So here we go. We have my sofrito, my gandules, the tomato sauce. We have some olives with the pimientos in it. Have half a cube of the chicken bouillon, also a half a cube of the ham. I have the sazon packets, so one with culantro and achote, and the original as well. I'm also going to be cutting up to here of the chorizo, and I also have some cooking ham and the culantro leaves. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the oil. So I'm going to have the bottom basically covered. So you don't want to add too much or too little, but just enough to just cover the bottom of it. Mind you, I am cooking only 3 cups of rice. So I'm just adding a little bit more. Ancestors were talking to me. So now that I know that the pan is hot, by just adding my little piece of ham, I'm gonna go ahead and add all the hams and let those cook until basically just gets golden brown. I was also cooking what do you call that? Man, I can't think of it. Bite encebollado, and I just can't be cooking 2 at a time. It's gonna be nuts. But if you guys want me to show you how I make that, then just go ahead and let me know. So as I'm going, I'm just keeping on just cooking that, and then once it basically gets golden brown, oh look at Max, it's my baby. He just came out the barber shop. All right, so basically my ham just got out of that cold phase. So I'm gonna add my chorizo. And the chorizo basically it cooks faster, just because the ham was frozen. So I let the ham cook longer. So the chorizo shouldn't be that long to cook anyway. So maybe like about 2 minutes or so. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my sofrito. So over here is about maybe like a tablespoon of the sofrito. I'll let that cook. And if you guys can smell this, oh my god, it's like the best aroma ever. Like your neighbors will basically like, hey, can I have some dinner? All right, so here I added my chicken bouillon and then I added the jamon, the ham. And go ahead and mix all that together too. So basically, my ancestors were talking to me and they told me to add more sofrito. So that's exactly what I did. So I let that cook like, I don't know, like about a minute or two. But just make sure that it doesn't stick either. All right, so here I'm gonna add my 2 packets. Now the achote part, the orange packet, is basically one of the parts where you get the coloring for your rice. Mix all that around. Basically, just gonna be mixing every single flavor in. All right, so then I'm gonna let that cook. It looks like it's turning brown, like it's burning, but it really is not. It's really not doing that. So here I'm gonna add about half can of the tomato sauce. I don't know why, but I always use the Goya brand. That's just what my mom used, and it just pretty much stuck with all of us. All right, and of course you're gonna mix it. And like I was telling you about the achote giving you the flavor, or not the flavor, the coloring, the tomato sauce also adds another factor of adding the color to the rice. All right, so of course, letting that cook up for a little bit, I don't know, like 3 minutes or so. I'm gonna add my 3 cups of rice. I rinsed it, so I don't know if you guys do, but I rinse my rice. So yeah, just add about 3 cups of that. Mix everything around, and just make sure it doesn't stay there for a long time. But at this point, this is pretty much where you get your big Al. You make sure everything is nice and coated. All right, so this is really important. So I'm gonna add 1 can of the gandules. Now, usually you add about 1 cup of water per 1 cup of rice. Now at this point, I'm gonna be adding 2 cups of water because you added that can of the gandules, which is basically like your cup of water. So here I'm adding 2 cups of water, which is basically equaling now with that can, it's 3 cups of water. Now you're gonna gently move everything around, and then you're gonna be adding your salt to taste. Now, mind you, uh, those cubes that you added in has like about 40% each of like sodium. So just make sure you taste it before you add salt, before you ruin your batch. All right, so I've already tasted it, and I felt like it needed a little bit more salt. So here I'm basically adding about a tablespoon of salt. But make sure you taste yours first before you add. I'm just gonna keep reminding you that, guys, about that. And man, this is so hard doing this all with one hand and holding my camera on the other. That's so tough. So also at that point, I added the culantro leaves too. If you're wondering what those green things were. All right. So this is basically letting us know by standing that stick up is that we have the right water to rice ratio. So if your stick stands up, that means that you got it. So you're gonna let this sit there for about 20 minutes or so. Let the liquid evaporate a little bit. So at this point, it's still not ready yet. You're not gonna put a lid on it or anything. Just let it sit there, and once all that liquid pretty much evaporates, you're gonna move everything around, flip it over, and then you're gonna add your lid. So see right here, it's pretty much evaporated. So I'm gonna go ahead and start flipping it over. You see the chorizo, you see the ham. Basically, all the gandules just go right on top. So that's where you just start to mix everything around so that everything could be mixed accordingly. Mind you, I'm doing this with one hand, so it's pretty tough. Alright, so now this is when you cover it. And that's when you just basically let it sit there, like on a medium high heat, or medium low. Yeah, medium low heat. Alright, and then this is your finished product. So from that point of the evaporation to now to that point, it was about 10 minutes. And I checked on it again. So overall, it's about like 30-45 minutes to make this rice. I go ahead and added my olives, and I added the bell peppers after. And y'all, let me tell you, if you guys have me on Facebook, you would know. My dad had like 3 plates, and I also sent him some home as well. He was like, "Oh my God, it's so delicious." Well, he didn't say it like that, but it was good. All right, that's my consistency. Look at that's perfect. And thank you so much for watching.